Gang. This your boy Hype Fan Jones. You're now tuning to Hype Fan Eagles, man. They already know I'm back at it with another one, another coming to y'all with another video going on to the divisional round of the playoffs. We in it, man. First, I want to start. You already know I like to start to give my appreciation to the people that have been following, liking, subscribing to the channel. It's a much appreciated. And anybody that's gonna come in, let me know because I got this new mic. If my volume and everything is good, so let me know if the volume and everything is good, is straight, and so I continue. But like I said, man, thanks for everybody that been tuning in, like, following, subscribing to the channel. Much appreciated. Keep on supporting the channel. Definitely go support the other channel when we are just talking NFL in general. This channel is just strictly Eagles talk with a little mix up to it, but the other one is NFL where we covering important teams and more teams, and that's Dolo Solo 1033 TV. That's DOLOSOLO 1033 TV. Please go follow the channel. But like I always say, I want to wrap y'all up too long. I'm gonna get right into it to the talk. And yeah, man, it been since the Green Bay Packers game. It's been talk. Like it's been talk going on. Um, because of the passing game. Really ain't nothing new. Same old, same old. Um, because we got our identity. Like identity is to run it. And I get it. I get it that you don't want to get too caught up into the identity of running and forget the passing aspect of the game. Like, 'cause you gotta pass. You can't just run. You have to pass. Like, and that's is very understandable. Now, we are talk if we are talking about us not getting no passing at all and getting nothing going on and nothing at all, like with the passing. And the defense is the solely the reason why we are winning. We not really scoring like that. Um, then I get it. We are not scoring with no type of passing and nothing. Come on, like this season, this season alone, yes, we've been a run first team. We got more rushing attempts than we got passing attempts. And that's that's true. You know, it's no hiding that. Yo, what's going on, TJ Ramirez? Is no hiding that. Is nothing. It's not no hiding that at all. Um, we that's just what it is. Like, but to say that it's an issue with our passing because of we have more rushing attempts than we have passing attempts, it's just mind-boggling. Like it gets to me to the point of it makes me feel like with all these different analysts, all these people that be talking on a game and they cover these games all the time for years, professionals and everything. It's like they so professional that they forget a lot of things, a lot of things. And I just feel like one of the things that they just forget is this point of the whole aspect of the sport. Is the whole thing of the sport is to utilize your assets. It, the skills, your skill set based on the players you get, based on the coaches you hire, and based on how you put everything together. It's not every team got to win a Super Bowl the same way. I feel like they get caught up. I feel like people get so caught up in the quarterback position. Because I get it, it's the main position. He's the leader. Um, it starts with the quarterback, gotta give the ball, deliver the ball to the players, gotta be the point guard. Get it. Like the quarterback position is the most viable always been since time, since every um from what's to say from Pop Warner to high school to college into the NFL. That's what the quarterback position been like always. So we get it. But just because you're the most important position doesn't mean you have to be the most focused position. Meaning, uh, don't always mean it have to be your way. Like, just like in basketball, you got point guards is the what sets up, but sometime on the team, the point guard is not he's not the most important, the focus of the team. It could be a shooter guard, it could be the center, it could be any position, like, and long as they build something off that, that's all that matters. And I just think a lot of these analysts get so caught up in the quarterback position, they get so caught up on what the quarterback is that they forget that it's a team sport, that the quarterback don't always have to be the main focus. Like, long as you build something around that and you build something around that to win games, to continue to win games and get into the playoff and to get into the Super Bowl, whatever your asset you use, no matter what, whatever it is that got you there, that's what you continue. And what it is on our part is the running game. So they gonna game plan it in the running game. And that's been Jalen Hurts' momentum. His momentum is not passing it, is not like going all passing yardage wise. He's sticking to the script and doing what they are asking him to do. And also that a lot of these analysts, like, Shannon Sharp Shannon Sharp and Stephen A. Smith was talking about of how he looked. He didn't look good. He didn't look all that straight because of, he wasn't passing it all over the place. Like, and a lot of people agree with Dan, or believe if I said his name right, Dan Orlovsky or something like that. But a lot of people agree of what he was saying as, yo, it wasn't nothing there. Nothing at all. Like, I mean, here and there it was, but in the most part, there was nothing there to deliver. And so what you want he to do? Want him to do? Like, he is doing what they are asking him to do. He is keeping up with the identity and making, and we are being a run first team. Yeah, like you got the receivers might not like it because they want those attempts, but sometimes you gotta allow these receivers just to deal with it. As a leader, as a coach, that's what you gotta do to keep up with the identity until you get a game when the passing works. Some games is not gonna be that. And with our identity, because a lot of teams can't stop the run, our run game, that's been the most cases in most games that we just been running the ball more. And then sometimes if we gotta be a pass, it have to be a passing game, then it's a passing game. But in most part, teams is not stopping the run, so why go away from it? And that's just what it is. Like, um, he's not turning the ball over, no interceptions. He's playing clean ball. He's not forcing passes. He's might not being the reason why necessarily because he has some drives that he come clutching to the most part, but he's probably not necessarily the reason why we are winning games overall. But at the same time, he's not the reason why we're going to lose a game. And that's why we winning. Why? Because he is not turning the ball over. He's not making boneheaded mistakes. He is not going crazy with the ball. He is protecting the ball and doing what the defense are giving him. Like, when he start forcing passes and throwing the tight windows and get interception, they're gonna be like, "Oh, well, why he threw that?" It's like it never fails. It's always a goalpost. There's always something with these analysts. Like, and it's like What more do you want him to do? He's not being the reason why we losing games. If he turned the ball over like he was in the beginning of the season, you think we would have won that Green Bay? We probably kept giving Green Bay a chances and chances and chances with turnovers. No, he protect the ball. He didn't. He wasn't the reason why we lose. He probably wasn't the reason why we won. That defense was, but at the same time, he didn't make it harder, even more harder on the defense by turning the ball over. He got 2 touchdowns, 100 something passing yards. That's he doing what needs to be asked of him. Like, so what more do you want this guy to do? They want him to go crazy with Pat. We're not that this year. He's not, and I'm pretty sure the coaches is telling him, don't worry about it. And he's okay with that. He's okay for not being that guy to do so much. Keeping the identity, and we are winning games. It might not look good because people want to see passing, but who say that you can't win a Super Bowl by just running? When do passing the ball always gotta be the reason why you win a Super Bowl? I didn't hear that memo. I didn't never me all the years of me watching football. I didn't know that. Oh, you only could win the Super Bowl by passing the ball. That you gotta have more passing attempts than running. I never heard of that. Please let me know if you ever heard of that. I thought that you use whatever assets and whatever skills and game plan you come up with, and if the other team can't stop it, you continue it. They were complaining about us losing our identity last season that we wasn't running the ball, that it was making him passing and passing and passing, and we wasn't keeping up with the identity. Now we go to that identity and being what we needs to be with a dynamic running back, and we taking advantage of it and utilize him like he's supposed to be utilized, and we are winning game because of that. We in the divisional round of the playoff because of that, and y'all worrying about Jalen Hurts not having more passing yards and passing tits? Really? Did it done to your head is that's the game plan that they don't need him to have? I understand. Let me say this. I do understand it don't look good because when you go out there, when we try to pass it, it don't work. But you got to keep the defense honest. Who knows that? Who's to tell that they knew like some of the passing attempts is probably not going to really necessarily work that safe? Why? Because we open up windows for the running game. You have to keep a game honest of running and passing. Got to try. And now they want to take away from Green Bay Packers defense was on point. Like Dan said, it was no they had Kellen Moore play calling locked down. And Kellen Moore is a good. Don't get me wrong. Overall, I love what he did for the Eagles. I love what he did. Way more better than Brian Johnson. And I can say honestly, I know a lot of people will agree with me. Most Eagles fans and other team fans too probably will agree with me when I say that Kellen Moore did doing a way more better job than Brian Johnson doing. So I'm happy. I'm content. I like what he's doing overall in the team, but sometimes at some points, Kellen Moore could be very predictable. Let me backtrack. I want to say very. I would say predictable enough to a point the defense could make things more harder for our offense because of the play calling and the play scheme. Like Dan was talking about, I agree, necessary because I was saying that watching the game. When we first did the wide receivers, the running back screens to the side on the third, why? Is you doing a running back screen on the third and I think it was third and long. You don't got two. You telling me you don't see that you have two dynamic wide receiver of AJ Brown, Smitty, and what a good dynamic tight end that was eating that game. You telling me you couldn't dial up no passing game on that play? You do a running back screen? You didn't even feel the defense yet. It's early in the game. You didn't even fill it out. You didn't get a running game going. You ain't nothing. And you when you throw that play card, that is an example of what was going on that Green Bay Packers game. And people want to keep saying every time we throw a play calling, all these Jalen Hurts haters and Eagles haters and all that want to keep saying, oh, but that was the excuse that used last year. You can't keep using coordinators excuses of games. Can't yo, why not? If it's doing the same thing, why not we can't use? There ain't no excuses of fact. Not saying that it's bad like last season, no. But at certain points, Kellen Moore could go back into the Dallas Cowboy Kellen Moore, especially when he get into the playoffs. And that's what's going on that game. The play calling and his play schemes were just they had it. Dropping back, receivers running out, doing going like why? Like, listen, we don't need to be pretty. All we need is to move the change and make sure third down is not third as long and it's third and manageable. That's all you need to do. You don't need unless it open up, then take it. But just play the game. If you gotta get a 5 yard pass, then get a 5 yard pass out of it off. Because you got two good receivers that know how to break tackles and make a 5 yards pass into a 10 yards or 15 yards. They know how to run after catching the ball. And so does your tight end, Dallas Goedert. So if you scheme it up if you scheme it up good enough, you could get a 5 yard pass and it could break out into a extra 5 yards, a first down, or 15 or even more. Shoot, who knows? It could break off into a touchdown. You see what happened with Dallas Goedert in the Saints game. That was only like a 5 yard to 6 yard pass, and because he schemed it up, he didn't touch it. I don't think that was a touch. As far as I don't think it was a touchdown, but it got into the red zone that led into a touchdown. So those type of things is what we are missing. You don't need to be pretty all the time. Just scheme up a good game. And when it open up, then you take your shots. But it's like they just constantly trying to take shots, looking down, and the defense is on it. Like, march down the field, play above the sticks, move the chains, and make sure third down is manageable. Because if you get a third down manageable, you can make that work. And I guess do the tush push, the brotherly shove, whatever you want to call it, because we know we could to move the chains and get a first down. But like that play calling, I wasn't necessarily happy on that Green Bay Packers game. Could have did Kellen Moore could have did way more better. Hurst was just doing what was given to him, and I felt like he played a clean game. It wasn't pretty. He had passing all, but he protected the ball. That he wasn't the reason why we lost. He didn't do a Dak Prescott, basically. I feel like it was that was Dak Prescott versus the Green Bay Packers, it would have been interceptions all over the place, forcing passes to CD Lamb and just all over the place, like interceptions and throwing the ball and just trying to do a whole bunch of too much. Like, but Jalen Hurts, no, he protected the ball. He did what needs to be done. He got 2 passing touchdowns. Good enough yardage. He was running it good enough to move the chain. And we just ran the ball and we see what our defense was doing to Jordan Love, and we let that be. Like, why force it? Who knows if he would have tried to force more, we'd probably got interception and probably would have lost. It wasn't a game. That wasn't that type of game. They was playing good defense. So that's what we had to do. And I just think a lot of these analysts just forget that. They forget that aspect of the game. Like, once again, me going back to what Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp was talking about, because Dan was talking about, like I'm saying, I agree, they would just had Kellen Moore the offense down pat. They just They knew what was this looked like. It's just like they knew what was going on. They knew what we was giving them on the offense. So Hurts didn't have nowhere to go the ball. So that being said, Stephen A. Smith is what said next. Oh, you're telling me for I don't know, he said a quarter to forgive me, but just for a period of time, you're telling me that Jalen Hurts wasn't no receiver. Nobody wasn't open. No receivers. The type of wide receivers we got, you telling me no receiver wasn't getting open for a good period of time. Like at least one time, at least two times. You telling me no receiver? Like he was saying that like that was impossible. Listen, he's an older guy. Shannon Sharp is an older guy. They've been around way more longer than I have. They've been probably watching the sport way more longer than I have. Shannon Sharp even played the sport and watched it way more longer than I have. So I'm confused on the point of how y'all not know. How do I remember multiple games where an offense gets shut down and not do nothing? And then don't because the quarterback, not all the times it's because the quarterback is playing bad ball. Sometimes the quarterback don't have no interceptions and they just don't have no he just didn't have nowhere to go with the ball. The pressure was getting there. Wasn't nobody getting open. It was just good defense. I watched so many games with an offense getting shut down. Why? Because the defense was on it. The receivers couldn't get open. Just because of the type of plays and formations that in matchup that was out there. Shannon Sharp not too long ago just said, well, I think it was in the 90s, just said the Eagles blew them out. Say they only had 80 yards through the whole out of four quarters. Only the Broncos only had 80 yards. He said he played in that game. He said he remembered that. And we all know what type of dynamic quarterback that John Elway was. So how can I remember of an offense, a dynamic offense that they had that Shannon Sharp even said had get shut down for four quarters, couldn't do nothing. Nobody, John Elway didn't have nowhere to go with the ball. And Steve A. Smith, he's acting like that's impossible. Bro, come on. Like, I just be thinking at a certain point, these entities be talking. They just want views. They just need topics or whatever. Because I don't like I'm only 33 years old. He's been here longer, way longer than me, and I don't understand how. I'm pretty sure everybody else that probably watched the stream could name multiple games with an offense getting shut down that couldn't do nothing because the defense just played good ball. Like he's saying that, oh, you telling me out of this period of time nobody wasn't open, yes, nobody wasn't open. On most parts, nobody wasn't open. They didn't even say he played back the 22 video, the all 22 video of watching the scrimmage, watching the game, and he even said he looked at the whole game and saw that the Green Bay Packers defense was playing good defense. Also, that they was on Kellen Moore offensive scheme. And he's talking about, oh, you telling me that? Like, come on, please, like, at a certain point, like, it's like, yo, I be wanting to get up there. Like, I wish I could just go up there and just snatch the mic and just start talking my thing to them because Stephen A. Smith know damn well and Shannon Sharp know damn well that it been multiple games through years and years with an offense getting shut down and a quarterback don't have nowhere to go, like, with the ball. Like, come on, like, he's saying that like that's impossible. Like, that's just ridiculous. But that just being said, me just saying is that, yo, people need to calm down. Like, because first, out for 3 weeks, came back, protected the ball, didn't force. Most quarterbacks that's out for 3 weeks get at least one interception, especially in the playoff, especially playing a defense that's been on it. That's the Green Bay Packers got a good defense. He protected the ball. He did what he had to do, and we won the game. That's been said. I just don't get the whole on him and why is people is getting to this aspect that we need to pass it all crazy to win the Super Bowl. No, we don't. We could pass it what just good enough, and we could run it. We could run ourselves into a Lombardi trophy. We could run the ball into a more ring. Who cares? Oh, Jalen Hurts said it was say okay, it was Saquon Barkley. Who cares? He's on the team, right? And a lot of times you people keep forgetting, oh, Saquon Barkley this, Saquon Barkley that. Like, don't get me wrong. I love what Saquon Barkley is doing for the Eagles. I love it because he's running that ball. He's definitely running that ball. I love his cuts. I love the way he's reading the pocket. He's finding lanes. Like, I just love his elusiveness. I don't get me wrong. I'm liking what Saquon Barkley is doing for this Philadelphia Eagles team. My team that I rep. I love it. But at the same time, people forget that the word is team. They forget that it's a reason why he wanted to come to the Eagles. They forgetting the fact that it's the reason why he keeps saying he wanted to go somewhere to make a difference. And he chose the Philadelphia Eagles. It's a reason. He ain't any, mini, mighty, more team. He wanted to go with a team that he saw that had a very good offense and a good offensive line, pass protection and run protection. So he's don't make it seem like he's out there doing by himself. No, he is taking control. He is taking advantage of it very well because we had some running backs that was under that offensive line and they did good, but they ain't do like Saquon Barkley did. So don't get me wrong. He's not taking no credit for him. He is taking advantage of it very well. But at the same time, he is not going to do it without them. And it does help for having a mobile quarterback on your team. Because if you have a mobile quarterback, now you got the team, you got the defense gotta be honest. They off their toes. They got it. They second guessing. They they not coming in unthinking. They gotta think. That's quick thinking is giving him time to get into those windows and those pockets, like because they gotta make sure Jalen Hurts ain't running it. So they go entwine with each other, like so. Don't I? Oh, it's not like it. Yes, it will be Saquon Barkley is the top player of this team this year, but he is not doing it by himself. It's also because the line. It's also because of Jalen Hurts, and it's because of receivers that they have to watch out for our two receivers too and our tight end. So that helps. But what I'm saying is, who says that we can't win a trophy, win the Super Bowl by just running it? If we win the Super Bowl and the people say, "Oh, Saquon Barkley ran us all the way into a Super Bowl ring," that's all okay. Just know Jalen Hurts wasn't the reason why we didn't get a Super Bowl ring. He probably not the main reason why we if we I'm hoping if we get this when we win it if we able to win the Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure people is not gonna say he's the reason why necessary, the reason why we won. They're gonna probably say, "Oh, Saquon Barkley in the defense." But one thing they better not say is they can't say they gotta no. What they have to say is that he wasn't the reason why we lost. Like he protecting, he's doing well. He's doing what needs to be done as a quarterback. He don't need to be the main focus. He don't need to be that guy every year. If we got a game plan that's worked, and people need to understand that per se. So that's what I want to do. Talk about that. I want to get more into this Eagles and Rams game that we're gonna be playing. That's coming up. I want to just do a little reaction because I'm not gonna lie. I saw the score. I've been hearing things about it. I heard that they sacked Sam Donald 9 times. I didn't fully watch the game per se. I wanted to leave that to a reaction while watching with y'all and everything. But I just want to see what was going on with Matt Stafford and everything. Which we played. We necessarily beat them already. We saw what we did with the Rams, and that was where we. That was when we didn't really have a dynamic. Our defense was still growing. They was getting better, but it wasn't where we are at right now. Vic Fangio didn't fully have a full scheme in what he wanted in his players at that moment per se. He still was trying to figure out who gonna be where and how he want to utilize certain players on his defense. But now he knows. Now we have a set defense and they have a chemistry. You see what they did to Green Bay Packers compared to what we played them in the first game. Green Bay Packers was a high score. They were scoring on us. They only put up 10 points. 10 points with this new improved defense. John Love had a hard time knowing where he want to go. Like teams have not been scoring on us like that. And so I just feel like it's a new thing when it comes to this Eagles and the Rams game. I just feel like like some people talking about Matt Stafford and Cooper Cup and Puka Nakua. If I said his name right, excuse me, I always get his name messed up. But people they keep talking about him and these guys like we didn't we didn't shut them down the first time. Now Nakua was getting the ball more than Cooper Cup in that first game. That boy he's a receiver. True, I think he a lot of times he be better than Cooper Cup. Like, but we did it the first time. We definitely how our defense is now could definitely do it again. That's no doubt, no doubt. Um, we just gotta be consistent, man. Come on the game plan because they still a threat. Those two receivers are still a threat. And Matt Stafford, he's a good quarterback. So we definitely gotta do what we did last time, get up in there, put that pressure on them. And we definitely get take it. Like I feel very confident us taking this game. Um Jalen Hurts is no Sam Donald. Um He probably haven't pat was have he probably wasn't passing it like Sam Donald this season, but he's more of a clutch and he's more of a mobile quarterback. He's not gonna get sacked 9 times, especially with our pass protection, and just because of the type of mobile quarterback he is. Like so that Rams defense is gonna have to that's they secondary and all that. They gonna have to keep up with those receivers. They gonna have to keep up with those receivers because I feel like Jalen Hurts is gonna have time. And is they gonna keep up? We'll see. But yeah, man, it's no Sam Donald. Sam Donald he just choked. Wasn't nothing going on. I just I dude, I thought that it was going. I mean, I think we picked the Rams to we picked the Rams to win. Me and my bro, we picked the Rams to win, but I didn't think that. I thought it was going to be a little bit better game. I didn't necessarily knew that it was going to get blown out the way they got. But hey, man, the NFL is very unpredictable. Very unpredictable. You won't know. You won't know. A lot of stuff get changed up because matchups and formations and play calling, like you know, and consistency. Like sometimes for quarterbacks, they think too much when they get into the playoff, and they forget what got them there. And that's what coaches do too. Some coaches too. And also, what a lot of teams be lacking with coaching and everything else is the ability to adjust. When a defense got you figured out, you gotta know how to adjust, man. You gotta have a plan B. You gotta have a plan B, man. You gotta know how to adjust to a defense on that halftime, like because if you don't, if you don't, you're not gonna go very far. And we see that's just what happened. Yeah, they were just the Vikings defense just I I mean they defense always been a little iffy, like and I think only one season that I remember that they had a good elite defense, and that's when we blew them out in the championship. That's 2017. Um, they had a top defense that year, and we blew them out. So I that's the only time I remember the Vikings having a real good defense. Like rely on. I didn't watch a lot of games on them this year, so I don't know what their defense was ranked. I don't know, but based on a few games that I saw, like they defense is looking the same. Like it's not really all that. Yeah, man. That's all. I don't want to watch all of it. I just want to watch a little bit while I talk. Yeah, like they were just the Rams. They was doing what we need to do, checking it down, quick passing. Because some quick passing, if you scheme it up, because like I said, it could turn out to big runs. And they was doing that. And when they needed to throw it downfield, when things opened up, they threw it downfield on the Vikings side. So they they did what they supposed to do. I just feel like we gonna have to because with N'Kobe Dean being out, that middle, I think Burst is gonna be coming in. We really gonna have that middle down pack and locked down. Like on some serious note, that middle is going to be have to be locked down. And yo, they gonna have to continue to do what they do best is tackling. Like coming up, making sure they tackle, putting that pressure on Max Stafford, and that's what they're gonna have to do. Like I was just looking at the thing and I don't really see the necessary difference of what they've been doing based on when they was playing us. It's just the Vikings couldn't handle it. I feel like we will be able to handle it, but I get more in depth and more and talk to that right before the game. I'm gonna have another video about it. I just wanted to look at the reaction of it, what y'all didn't look at because I didn't really necessarily watch the full game of it. But based on what I saw and based on what I heard and saw the stats, I'm not too much afraid of playing the Rams. I just feel like either or team, Vikings or the Rams, we have a good chance of beating. So it didn't necessarily matter who won at that game. They gotta come into the link and they gotta face us with that crowd. And for most teams, that ain't easy. So was confident. Only team that, to be honest, only is and in this playoffs, it was only two teams. Well, three, but the Commanders beat them. So now, who's left? Only two teams of who left that's really is I feel like would have been a threat to us is the Lions and the Commanders. I'm gonna say the Commanders. I don't know a lot of people gonna believe. The reason why I say the Commanders is the Commanders always play us hard, and that boy Jalen Daniels, he is playing good ball as a rookie. And the Commanders always play us hard. They play us hard, and in the playoffs for the first time, if they beat the Lions, that would be popping though. The championship, NFC championship. I always wanted to see that. Um, but I thought if any time if that would actually happen, I thought it would happen with the Cow. I honestly would say I thought it would happen with the Cowboys. If that would ever happen. But I want to be it won't be too bad to see the Commanders in the championship and we versus them like NFC championship, like NFC East championship. That would be cool. But yeah, like the Commanders I feel like they're a threat just because of they play us hard. They always play us hard, and that defense play us hard. That offense be coming in the clutch when it needs to at certain times. Um, do we have a chance of beating them? Yes, a hot chance. I'll still root us winning, but, you know, it's a very good possibility that they could take it away from us too, just because they play us hard. And I say the Lions because everybody know what the Lions been doing on their offensive side. The defense not really necessarily worry about the defense, but the offense might pull up numbers that we might not keep up with. But I'm confident that we could, and I just think we are an overall better team. So I'm confident that we could take both of them. But if I had to choose, I would say those are two only teams that was necessary a threat to us per se. And to be honest, I think this year we probably would have did the same thing to the Buccaneers too. Buccaneers players when we had injuries and also before our defense knew what to do. Like now you see the type of defense we have, I think it would have been totally different coming playing the Bucks. But people don't want to believe that because what they did to us early in the season, which is understandable, but we wasn't a team, a 40 team yet, and we had injuries. So you got to put that in play. But that's been said and done. I just wanted to say that those are only two teams, and I feel very confident with this Eagles and Rams game. And yo, man, that's on to the next to the championship, and then possibly Super Bowl. And I wonder who we gonna play in the Super Bowl. Like I wonder. But that's based on how the AFC bracket is working, and we got the Ravens looking good, but they always be one and done. So we'll see they gonna win. I think they playing is they playing the Texas? I don't know. I forgot who they playing. But you got the Texans, you got of course the Chiefs, and then who else in the playoffs on the FC? Forgetting one person. I forget. But yeah, um, we'll see. We'll see who's gonna make it in, who we're gonna be. Oh, the Bills. I'll forget the Bills. Good lord. Um, yeah, the Bills, man. Josh Allen, man. That would be something if you had to play them guys in the had to play them guys in the Super Bowl. But that's what it is. So but that's my talk, man. Chill out on Jalen Hurts, man. The passing game is cool, it's good. It's gonna get better. It was 3 weeks he was out. I don't necessarily think Kellen Moore had enough of game plan want him to have any passing dialed up. I feel like they gonna dial up some good passing going into this Rams game and mix it up with some good run too. So man, just calm down. He was out for 3 weeks and listen, it's not our identity. He protected the ball. Be grateful that he protected the ball, and he wasn't a reason why we lost for being out for 3 weeks. People have to look at it in different perspectives. So calm down on that. So the Eagles fans, to people that's not Eagles fans, to the haters or whoever the analysts, calm down. The second, man, I feel confidence in this game, and we're gonna win with going to the Rams. So that being said and done, I gotta get myself prepared because I do gotta be up early, very early in the morning, because I gotta grind elsewhere. Still got a full job. So get myself prepared. I just want to come to y'all, talk to y'all before hand time, and give y'all my perspective of what's been going on and all the talk. So just stay tuned. please don't hesitate. If you are new to the channel, don't hesitate to like, follow, and subscribe to the channel and comment. Let me know how you feel about what I said too. And please continue to support the channel. And definitely, like I said before, go and support the other channel where we are talking NFL and generally when we are covering a lot of teams, and we just talking sports now. We're gonna mix it up with a NBA and all this stuff, but right now it's NFL. But we are talking about more of the NFL and getting discussion. And then we're also having life discussion, just bugging out, just talking. Come and join, man. We having this talk. So that channel will be Dolo Solo 1033 TV. That's DOLOSOLO 1033 TV. Please subscribe to that channel too and come join the talk, man. Support and we definitely appreciate it. But that being said, this your boy Hyphen Jers. Thanks for tuning in to Hyphen Eagles. You already know Bird Game. I'm out.